So welcome back, everyone, to another incredible episode of Chat with Dan here for today. What can I say? You know, we finish up. I mean, what better way to finish up the week to be chatting again with the incredible, the amazing, the badass, the superstar, the legendary, the one and only, the superhero. I can go all day basically. Ashley, how are you today?
I'm good. You never fail to make my day that much better, Dan, just by hyping me up like that. So thank you.
I mean, as I said here, what better way to finish up the week and start up the
Yeah,
weekend in a epic, badass way?
that's how I feel with you, man. I'm like, this is carrying my weekend. This is like starting the trajectory for me. So,
There you go.
yeah,
There you go. I'm glad we can both hype us.
yeah, exactly. That's
There
what
you
this
go.
is about. Yeah.
Totally. Now, if you are new to the channel, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow. It helps a lot. But also, on the description below, you're gonna find all of Ashley's social media. Let's follow her. I mean, by this point, you should know why she's super badass. But the good thing is that every time she's on the show, she keeps shining up. She keeps like raising the bar here to be like, oh, I got it now. So you're probably gonna get it by this point. Obvious. And without further ado, let's jump in. So you have been on the show for three. This is the third time we have spoke about so many things here, and today is for a new topic here. So I want to start this whole conversation by throwing out the first one, which is, how do you think that social media changed the way actors get discovered and cast in roles?
Yeah, honestly, I think with social media, it has just opened another door for actors. It is that free resource that we can use and we don't have to pay out the butt trying to, just get our names out there or at least get some public notoriety in some way. I think that it also has allowed a lot more networking than there was before prior to when COVID hit and everything like that. We had to go online. I think everyone was trying to transition to that online environment. And now I've seen it, just expand to people in different states, just being able to network and different countries being able to network and bring to light their passions, their authenticity. And I think it's just a great platform for somebody to be able to show who they are, what they bring to the table, and it's free. I think it's changed in terms of allowing more eyes to be on you way more easily.
Do you think follower count has become more important than talent in some casting decisions?
I feel like not always, but I've definitely seen it a few times. Recently, a lot with commercials, especially, I'll see how many followers do you have on Instagram or things like that. Whereas before, whenever I first started acting, I didn't necessarily see that. So I can tell if those questions are being asked, they may go into the decision making process, I'm sure at some point, because it's like, why would you ask that question if you're not looking at it? And it's kind of been, it's been up for debate, I guess, for a lot of casting directors too, from what I've seen, through different Zoom meetings with casting or just other mentors in the industry. You can't tell. Some casting directors will say, no, we don't look at the following count. That's ridiculous. And then other casting people will say, yes, we do, because they want, a known person to be in their film or their project, whatever it is. And so a lot of times you'll see some actors get beat out for more followers on Instagram or TikTok or whatever it is. You should never let like that fear of not having that many followers, stop you from putting, like you said, putting your story out there, telling these things, because you never know who it's going to impact. There have been stories, and I mean, I don't even have a very big following on Instagram. It's decent and it's growing, but there have been so many other profiles and people that have touched me, just seeing their post or hearing what they had to say. And it's like, if they didn't do that, I wouldn't have been, put on my trajectory that day, or maybe my mood wouldn't have shifted to be better that day because I saw their content. And yeah, I think it's free and it's a way to get your voice out there. And if you don't, where are you going to start? If you got to start somewhere. So that's my thinking with it too.
Has social media helped level the playing field for actors, or has it made it competition like even tougher?
I think it depends, honestly. I think that it definitely opens up more opportunity for people to be seen and to be noticed. And I think it levels the playing field in a way that you have access to people that you haven't had access to before. It's like, that casting director that you wanted to talk to, they may have social media. And if they're open to you messaging them or, reaching out or swiping up on a story, go ahead and do it. It's not like sending out your basic email anymore or writing a note and sending it in the mail. Those are still good, but everything is so much more accessible these days that I think that that definitely plays a key role in it.
And I
Yeah.
and I think at the same time it kind of shows like more, like for example back then maybe it could be like a little more easier, right? Because we didn't have like this connection to the to every part of the world as now you can find
Yeah.
actors who live in, I mean, you name it basically,
No,
So
exactly. It's like you have people that are being seen that probably wouldn't have had the opportunity to be seen before, or even in terms of just, learning. Like now you can go on, Instagram and follow certain people that like to teach, or their content is about educating others on these certain topics. And that's free education right there. You're able to go online and get these short snippets that are you're able to process in like under a minute, and it's very attention grabbing. And yeah, I think that it's just a great tool to utilize, like a free tool. I have to keep saying it because I'm like, it just blows my mind sometimes when people don't utilize it.
how much pressure do actors feel to maintain an online presence? And do you think that somehow that's taking away from focusing a little bit on the craft itself?
I think it depends, and I think that it definitely could take away from the craft, especially if you're more focused on building your online presence. But I also think it can help you fine tune your craft because at the same time, if you're pushing your online presence and wanting to show people what you do, don't you want to show them the best version of what you do? And so at that point, it's like not only do you have to grow as a person, but it's like your work has to keep leveling up. And so you're constantly being challenged to throw out better, more quality content and show people, okay, this is the project I'm doing now. I think it does lead to some comparison at times, which can be a downfall. That's the double-edged sword type of thing. And with that, I would just say, if you get, I've done it as well. If you get caught in the swirl of comparing yourself to others, take a step back, take a beat, step back and think, why did I just have that thought or reaction to seeing someone else succeed? It's like, or seeing what they're doing, in life. And in those moments, I think it's a good time to just do some self reflection and to realize that you are on your own journey. Nobody's journey looks the same. And be happy for people because you don't know the struggles that they're going through, too, right? So they're showing you a little piece of their life and their projects and stuff. And it's like, just focus on you. And that comparison kind of goes away in a
Hmm.
sense, which is nice. But it definitely can build that a little bit. I've had to work through it. I know other actors have as well. I've had this conversation before and it can be a beast. Yeah, it
Hmm.
can.
Do you think that somehow actors have to become content creators as well?
I don't think that they have to necessarily, but I definitely think it helps. I mean, I think it helps to at least have some sort of online presence. I don't think you need to necessarily be a content creator or go out and do these tutorials on this or that. I think follow your passion. If you want to take photos and kind of document your passion and then, put those things online, freaking go for it. That's amazing, but I definitely don't think that it's necessary. I think that it's helpful for sure because you're building your own audience. And like I said earlier, with Instagram and TikTok and all of these followers becoming so prevalent at times, I don't think it hurts, to also try to build an online platform, but I think you have to be careful when you do it. That way you don't lose yourself in it as well, because it can totally be easy to let yourself keep feeding into the perception and wanting people to see you and constantly be seen all the time, and that's stress. And I've been in that boat of, needing like maybe a week goes by. I haven't posted anything. And then I'm like, oh, shoot, I need to post or I should post something. And at that point, I have to pump the brakes and saying, am I posting this because I feel like I have to for, the algorithm or to stay relevant? Or am I posting because I really want to and I want people to see what I'm doing? And so even asking those simple questions has kind of helped me like look at social media from a business standpoint rather than just like my personal use. So I'd say content creation can help, but not necessary.
Mm.
Yeah.
And how do you maintain this balance between using social media as a tool and at the same time staying being authentic?
Yeah, I think just showing all parts of you that you want to be seen. There are times where I will post a lot of my behind the scenes of sets I've been on, or there will be like little snippets from movies that I'm in, or commercials or whatever. Or it's nice to publicize that stuff and to try to get that attraction. But I also love to throw in little stories of just me working outside, or me with my dogs, or me doing nothing and just saying something silly or stupid or whatever, because I'm like, I want people to be interested in me for who I am. It is way too exhausting in this world, to be what everybody expects or wants you to be. And so you just find like the people that enjoy you will stay and will follow you, on social media and want to get to know you and connect. And I think that you get those authentic connections by being authentic yourself. So it's nice to be able to balance that with giving yourself a freedom to play and not take yourself so seriously is what helps kind of maintain that balance for me. Is just being goofy and realizing like, Ashlee, okay, yes, I am this professional. I am wanting people to see all this cool stuff I'm doing, but I also want them to see I'm a goofy person that just doesn't know what I'm doing sometimes as well. Like I'm just walking this earth with everyone else trying to navigate and figure things out. So
Totally. Totally. I mean, you want to show them how badass you are in a regular way.
yeah, in a regular way, like not only did I do this film, but I also fell in the kitchen when I did this film. So like, yes,
Yeah.
it was badass, but I still fell. So
Hmm. I mean, I'm not just a badass on my acting. I'm just badass.
yeah, exactly.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And do you think social media trends influence the types of performance and roles that are popular in film and TV?
I definitely think it's a possibility. I'm sure, if there are any filmmakers out there, if they've seen a certain content creator that does maybe skits or has created this character that, somebody's interested in, absolutely. I mean, you can make a film about anything. So I think, we all draw inspiration from life to bring it to film. So absolutely. I think that if someone were creating content online and wanted that specific character that they're portraying or that they've developed to take off and take notice, yeah, I think they have a good chance at somebody wanting to create that character for them or
Mm.
just in general.
And how do you think the pressure of social media has affected actors' mental health?
I think it has definitely it can be both sides. It can be a really big positive in someone's life and it can also be a negative. And with the negative, I would kind of correlate to the people that say they don't have a small following and so they don't want to post or things like that. I've met actors that I always encourage. I'm like, go ahead and show people what you're doing. If you're in that play or that musical or that film, like put it out there. It's really cool, and I'm sure there's going to be that niche audience that wants to see it, or even your friends. Like I want to see that stuff. I'm like, please, like put it out there so I can see it at least. But it can also create that negative headspace of comparison. And am I doing enough? Do I have enough followers? What do I even post? Like those huge, just looming questions that can kind of weigh you down and keep you frozen in that fight or flight situation with social media. I've seen actors like I'll talk to them about it and they will just say, "Well, I don't know what to post," or "I don't want to start posting now because my content's been this for so long, so why would I just randomly start posting this?" And I think that's when you kind of need to step out of the box and be vulnerable, kind of try some things out, play around. There's a really good social media guru that I follow on Instagram. Her name is Heidi Dean. She has this program called Marketing for Actors, and I started like following her and watching a lot of her content on Instagram, and I signed up for her like newsletter and stuff too. And oh my gosh, it has been like night and day with the way that I approach posting on social media now, because she's made it fun. She made it something that was like not this daunting, ever looming like dark cloud following you. It is literally just like this space where every post is a moment to create. Like even stories. You could make little bubbles come into your story or just little things you can add, like stickers and stuff, and it makes creating content more fun. Yeah. So I'd say it can definitely get negative, But whenever you look at it from a different perspective and really separate yourself from it and say that, this doesn't define me, this is just a resource that I'm using, that's the way you need to look at it. Once you do that, I think it releases a lot of that negativity and that passiveness that comes with posting on social media.
Okay, okay, I like it. I mean, I'm still discovering why you're super badass, so this is epic. You know. Um,
Thank you.
and tell me, what are some of the downsides of having direct access to audience opinions? Both positive and negative here.
Yeah, I think the negative again, if you care about how you're perceived and you put a lot of weight on it. We're all perceived every day, but I've had to adjust myself to know that how somebody perceives me is out of my control. I could see myself as the nicest person in the world, and then maybe I go to the store and I cut somebody off on accident, and now they see me as the worst person in the world. That's perception, and that's where it's like on social media, you're opening yourself up to the public. You're in the public eye and you are very vulnerable. You're in that space of being perceived. And whenever you're doing those things, I think you just need to give yourself grace and feel like it's okay to be you and go ahead and post. And I think that I kind of got lost on the question there. I'm not gonna lie. I think my ADHD kicked in.
Just the way it is. You can't please everyone. I think, but it's something that you kind of need to learn on the process. That there's gonna be a point in which you can be asking yourself, you just can't please everyone. You can eventually somewhat like somebody will not like what you do, and that's fine. You just need to continue to be you. And also at the same time, we're all humans. You can't put this image that you're super positive and bubbly and all of that, but we all have days in which we feel like crap, or we just feel angry by some reason, personal thing. And if something connects or something happens, and if suddenly they're exposing you for being a bitch or for being like the most annoying, for whatever, I tend to be like, what is like, we're just humans. We can't all the time be happy. It's impossible, and that's fine because that's the way it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and with that, I think too, it's like don't give social media that much weight. And if you go at it with an attitude of like, this is a tool that I'm using, it doesn't define who I am. And, the amount of followers that I have doesn't define who I am. And anything like that, if you use it as a tool and you know that from the get-go, and you have this idea like connect with people, make it a positive experience by thinking, this is something I can use to connect with somebody across the world. Or like with that acting teacher that I was in class with maybe 2 years ago, I can reach out to her on social media and say, hey, and catch up. And it's an access point for communication. So, I mean, it's really that double-edged sword of like, yes, if you give it too much weight and you solely like tie yourself to this Instagram account or this TikTok account or whatever it is, that can be draining because you're constantly getting pulled. Things are getting taken from you because you're giving. That's all you're doing is giving online all the time. And if you shift your perspective, your own perspective, and think about, oh, but this also gave me access to this person or this person. And, I got noticed by a filmmaker by using Instagram or Facebook or whatever. Like that makes it the positive experience and being able to see what your friends are up to or different things like that. I think it's easy to shift both perspectives. So it's like, just be careful when you're utilizing it and be specific when you're utilizing it.
There you go. And tell me, what advice would you give to, younger actors who are starting into this whole industry and they are in this kind of idea to with the whole social media? Like, what advice would you give to them?
Ooh, I would say reach out to other actors or creators or filmmakers and just connect with people. I think, building a community is probably the best way to go because you're reaching out, you're being vulnerable, and people, as far as I have known, have liked being asked for help or they feel good when you ask somebody, "Hey, you have this going on. What do you suggest for me, or how did you do it?" Those kinds of questions and things. People like that. It makes them feel important, and it also can make somebody feel like, oh, my opinion matters. I have an opportunity to help somebody here or to like give them some insight. So I would say reach out to people. Start following, other actors that you want to not imitate, but kind of, mirror after, model after, and have them as mentors or whatever. Because again, social media is at the baseline, it's a communicating app. Like it's for communication and networking. So it's like if you think about it like that, it's a lot easier because you also realize you don't have to start from scratch. You have people that you can ask questions to. You have accounts that you can follow that will give you like kind of a cheat guide to go about like creating your content or where to start or anything like that. So I would say just start looking up, you know, your niche hobbies, see if there are any friends in your area, any filmmakers, whatever, you know, and start building upon that. And two, I would even go further to say if you have any special skills or anything like that, start posting those as well. Put those on social media because you never know whenever somebody's going to need a boxer, like a female boxer or you know, a drummer or whatever it is. It's like showcase those talents a little bit, let people get to know you, be authentic, and yeah, and just start growing. And it might take a while to grow, or you might grow overnight. Who knows? It's like just start and don't be afraid to put yourself out there because it's an uncomfortable business in terms of like you have to be comfortable getting uncomfortable. You're going to have to reach out to people. You're going to have to network. If you want to see your career have longevity, you have to do things that you don't want to do sometimes and be scared, be vulnerable. But at the end of the day, it always pays off because you took that step. You went out of your comfort zone and you did that thing. So for all newer actors, I'd say any fear you have, tuck it away and just freaking go. We've all started somewhere and you know, we're all still growing and trying to figure out our paths, but nobody has it together. Even that person that's got, you know, 500,000 followers, they don't have it together. They're learning and going about their day just like we are. So that's kind of my mindset with it. So that's my advice.
Badass.
Yeah, yeah, little sizzle.
Well, there you go. I mean, I'm already speechless. You're speaking the truth here,
Oh
preaching.
my God.
You know,
Oh, we're preaching today. We
totally.
are
This,
preaching.
this is Ashlee representing here. You're saying,
Yes.
mm, that's it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah, find your community.
Yeah,
You know.
man. Gotta start somewhere, right? And I feel like we're more comfortable in expressing ourselves when we have that community, when we've found those people that connect with us a little bit and give
Mm.
us that encouragement. It just, those little small stepping stones help you build. And that's how you become braver. That's how you are more comfortable stepping out of your comfort zone. And it just takes time, you know? So,
I love it. And tell me how much you think you have evolved as a as a person since you started with your social media for your acting career.
yeah, I think that God, it's helped me develop myself in a way of taking a back seat to who I thought I was supposed to be, or you know, this version of myself that was definitely just online for at one point, you know, just to be looked at, to be seen, you know, as a college kid, just posting pictures of me and my friends, and it was more so for jokes and things, and then it turned into something more business sided for me. So now, you know, I utilize my Instagram and my Facebook more so for business, and I kind of have my head in that side of things when I'm navigating online. So most of the time it's easy for me to detach because I know it's not personally like entangled with me. It is more so for my career. It's for, which is personal, but to an extent. It's for my career. It is for my community and networking and for my mental health. I always, you know, I have my friends that send me memes all the time or send me like funny videos and that's like a pick me up throughout the day. But like I've seen myself kind of go through those mental gymnastics of comparison or you know am I doing enough, feeling inadequate, feeling not like I don't know where to start, I don't know what I'm doing. I've been in those places of just throwing up my hands. I have no idea what the hell I'm even doing, you know. And then I've been in those moments where I'm like, oh, I'm on fire. Like this is such a good post or this is such a good reel, you know, all those things. And there's that dopamine hit, there's that boost of like I know this is good, people are gonna like this. And so I've kind of just had to adjust my own mindset of, okay, if I see that comparison starting to creep back in, take my step back. Think, why am I comparing myself to this person? Where am I feeling inadequate in anything that I'm doing in my life that's making me feel like I'm in a comparison mode? And so I take my beats, take my step back, and then I realize we're on two different paths. Again, everyone is living a different life, and you have no idea what that person's went through to get where they are, as they don't have any idea what you've been through to get where you are, and the things that you've had to overcome mentally, emotionally, physically, So yeah, I just think that it's helped me gain a perspective that I am not in control of how I'm perceived, especially online. And I think that I take it with a grain of salt. If I see positive interactions come in or if I see negative interactions come in. Does it hurt my ego a little bit sometimes with the negative ones? Absolutely. But then I realize it, I set that ego aside and I say, people are going to think what they want to think, and it could be a good learning opportunity as well. So it's like, don't always just, push somebody's comments away. Sometimes it's a good moment to just stop and be like, it sucked seeing that or hearing that, but at the same time, this is a good moment for me to take that as a critique. It could help me grow. So I've done that as well. And I've seen it kind of make me more malleable and more open to critiques or to feedback. And I've gotten a little more open to it and not as closed off or like defensive. If somebody wants to help me and give me some advice, I'm trying to keep it in my mind that, oh, this is coming from a good place. It's not coming from a bad place. So that's my mindset with it and kind of how it's changed me a little bit.
What can I say?
Yeah.
You're killing it here. You're killing it here. This is amazing.
Oh,
I
gosh.
mean, this is just mwah, beautiful here. What I'm, you
You're my
know,
biggest hype man right now. Thank you so much.
always gonna be. Yeah, yeah, totally. I mean, I think it's important whenever, I mean, those kind of critiques or mean comments come from. I mean, for sure. I mean, there's some mean comments out there that if you are actually putting some attention to it, there might have a little bit of reason somehow. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes they don't, of course, but I think
Mhm.
as you said, like the fact that you need to make sure that you put your ego aside, because yeah, I mean, ego is your biggest and worst enemy. Like if you let ego to control you and to mold you and to take into your decision making, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be horrible. So the fact that you can put that aside and actually listen to either the positive, sure, but also some of the bad. Let's say, as you said, like
Mhm.
there might be something there that could actually help you to continue working on your craft, or perhaps there was something there that you didn't realize, and be like interesting. So perhaps I should, change this instead or go that way, because actually kind of makes sense what they say. And
Mhm.
to the ones that they just don't make sense and they just want to make you feel bad, just throw them
Yeah.
away, basically.
You just have to brush those off. Because again, you can't control what people are going to say, how they perceive you. Like those things are just out of your control. So it's like take it with a grain of salt. Be self-aware enough to realize when something is a critique and when it can be helpful or when it's just an attack and just pointless and not anything that you need to put onto you because that's probably somebody projecting something that they're lacking onto you. And it's like, man, brush that off. You, be authentic, and just put your good vibes out into the world. And who's meant for you is going to show up. They're going to be there and they'll find you as well if they're meant to be in your life and can connect with you in an authentic way.
Exactly. I mean, that's that's the whole
Mhm.
beauty in general of the internet. There's place for everything. You can for your most weirdest thing. There's definitely a community that would actually welcome you. There's place for everything. So
Yeah, it
yeah.
can be a really great thing. Again, with the connection stuff, it's like you might not be able to talk about like this one topic you're really into with anyone around you in like the real world. Yet online, you've got this whole community that you can just talk to about it and can make you feel less alone or isolated if you're in this space that you are. So it can definitely be helpful.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it. I like it. And you know what? My last question here, so we can enjoy and relax after an epic chat here. You already know what is about to happen, but let's see. What do you think that could be the best title for this episode?
F the haters, be you. I like that. F the haters, be you.
Yeah. Do you want F the haters or F and then that thingy here, like the star here and then the rest of it, or just F? Like, how do you want it?
F with the little star, and then the haters. Yeah. Be you.
Okay.
And pretty. Yeah.
Okay. I'll be sure to.
Dude, this is the first time I've actually had something top of mind. And I totally forgot about that question. I forget every time. So when you ask it, I'm always like, damn it. I don't know what to say. This time, I got it. I pulled through.
And yeah, you got it. Yeah. I mean, as I was saying here, you never cease to amaze, right? Every single time, I'm still saying like, "There's no wait, no wait." Yep, she's showing how bad she is, and then the next one, I'm like, "There's no way she's gonna." There she is again. She's keep raising the bar. Incredible.
Man, you're so
Yeah.
nice. Thank you
I'm
so
speechless
much.
here. And yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like I say, it's epic what you do. I love the fact that you are keep pursuing this career, that you're always with this incredible, amazing vibe to it, that you're always putting your effort to it. I think that is amazing. And also, it's something that it's something fresh, something good, and especially it's something that we need in this crazy era we're currently facing. In the fact that we can rely on people like you, who is just having fun and and showing out there that dreams can come true. That is epic. So.
Well, thank you. No, I really appreciate that. And I just want that for everyone. So I'm really happy that that's kind of your perception of me and that's what you've seen from me. And I appreciate it because that is how I want to be seen and what I want people to feel from me. So that's nice.
Yeah, keep doing what you do because you're doing an incredible, fantastic, epic, badass, super job. So
Thank you. Oh my gosh. I'm so filled up. I'm going to be filled up with so much positive energy after this. I cannot wait.
there you go. I also want to thank those who stayed the whole episode. Let us know what you think in the comments below. But also, as I said, by this point you should know why Ashlee's super badass. So let's keep following her. Let's keep making her viral. # Team Ashlee. And again, thank you for making this happen. Keep shining out there. Keep kicking ass. And I'll be seeing you in the next one.